Good morning, good news for the flipboard. No shame, his game, Jules' mission.
Is early releases. Unfortunately, that means that the firefighters who we rely on through prison labor, which is a problematic situation, we don't have as many of them as a result. And so we don't have the same amount of firefighters. And we also have a terrible policy in California that after people have been released from prison, they're not allowed to work as firefighters for an actual living wage. And so the system that we have set up for fighting our fires is really unethical, not just exploiting people when they're in prison, but after we've trained them and given them skills, not letting them use those skills for pay. And finally, the farm workers. You're right. Many undocumented Hispanic people living in this country are on the front lines of COVID, on the front lines of the climate crisis, and they're still out there working in the fields during a pandemic and during this absolutely horrendous air quality, which, of course, when you breathe in that bad air, it also makes it more likely that you'll die of COVID.
We have 30 seconds.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another video on In the World with PA. At this point in time, everyone has seen what is going on in the western part of the United States, with fires burning in California, Oregon, and Washington. And yesterday, many of the headlines saying it looks like the apocalypse outside. And I was definitely caught off guard as it was still dark by the time I looked outside. I had never seen a glow like that. Today's been much better, as it is not as orange and apocalyptic like. But since everyone has the apocalypse on their mind, I feel I have a duty to talk about it from the biblical perspective. And so what we do know is that no one knows the time, the day, nor the hour when Messiah is to return. But the scriptures allude to various signs in the heavens which would accompany the Messiah's return. And one of those happens to be the moon turn to blood. And so there are various theories on the cause of what's going on. Some say that it is climate change, while others are in denial, saying climate change is not real. Some call it a climate hoax. Saying that those who believe in climate change have lost their noodles. Others say that powers much higher than the average man's pay grade are causing disturbances in the weather and controlling the weather. And then there are those who look at such events as the entire Bay Area and other places looking very much as the scripture says. And since we have seen the videos, we don't know the time nor the hour, but we do know that we should be prepared in trying to get our affairs and our house in order, and getting our hearts right with the Most High. And in thinking of the Most High, the Most High has the most vulnerable on his mind. As we saw in the clip, so many would-be eligible firefighters who were formerly incarcerated and had gained the skills are unfortunately not able to join the fight in stopping the fires due to their felonies. To me, that just doesn't seem quite right. I'm pretty sure there are arguments about why not, but certainly during a time such as this, unprecedented, and also at a time when the issues of racial justice and fairness are resurfacing and is on everyone's mind, what better way to show that what Michelle Alexander talks about in her book, The New Jim Crow, what better way to show that rehabilitation is possible and that the time served means something than to allow those who have proven themselves and have served their time and paid their debt to society to be able to make a living wage and be a firefighter. And also out to the workers out there still in this air who are getting the fruits and still working outside and who are being exposed to this virus that is out there, and the origins are still mysterious. So in these times of universes of thoughts far, far apart, For those of us on the side of righteousness, for those of us who strive to go against the grain, it's imperative that we continue to let our lights shine, and also to intercede for those on the front lines. With that being said, thank you for your attention. And what say you? Do you think that prisoners, ex-cons, those who have paid their debt to society, should be able to fight fires again? Or should they be permanently barred from serving as firefighters? Thank you for your attention.
Good morning, good news for the flipboard. No shame, his game jewels mission.